Hello everyone, my name is William Bevins, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you for coming out and hearing about what we need to discuss today. This is something that is extremely troubling for me, and not only that, the United States military and its veterans. And what am I talking about? Suicide. Suicide has become an epidemic in the military since about 2003. I'd also like to later discuss what the military is doing as far as suicide prevention, which is something very close to my heart and something that while I was on active duty worked very hard to ensure was taught and everyone knew about it. But just to give you an idea of how much of an epidemic this is, in 2014, we had 269 active duty soldiers commit suicide and 169 more Army Reserve and National Guard soldiers, for a total of 538 soldiers who took their own lives. And I believe this could be prevented. This is up from 2013, and it has been continually to grow. Even the Army Chief of Staff says he does not see a decline coming in the near future as we continue to rotate our soldiers overseas to fight terrorism. To give you an idea of how this breaks down, the Army led the way with the most suicides. That's not outrageous because of the fact the Army is the largest branch. But if you took 100,000 soldiers, 23.8 of them committed suicide in 2014. And this is completely out of control. This has been, that is from the Department of Defense, by the way. Those are their numbers. CNN reported back in 2013, between active duty and veterans, we're losing more than 22 per day. That is a staggering number. Almost one an hour is committing suicide. And this cannot continue. It affects not only the military by taking away from a company, a platoon, a squad, and affecting all those people, but the impact that it has on family and friends, and to put them through that much pain. We need to do something to stop this. That report was done by Mani Basaw. The Huffington Post in August of 2013 also did a report on the 900 plus programs that are available. But yet 2014 the numbers went up. So it's obviously not working. The Army G1 has a website. They also put suicide prevention training on that site. Also, veterans, along with active duty military, can call Military One Source or go online to the militaryonesource.com, and they can receive up to 6 free counselings. This has been put out, and our numbers are still on the rise. Now, the Army and the military in general are doing what they can to train the soldiers and sailors and Marines on suicide prevention, which is great. The only problem is they are not with their unit 24 hours a day in most cases. They live off post or they live with their families. And without those individuals knowing what some of these signs are or what to look for or who to call, this is falling on semi-deaf ears because of the fact only 8 to 10 hours a day are they with other military personnel to look and see what's going on. Just to give you an idea, I do have some handouts. They'll be in the back of the room. Please feel free after this is over with to go ahead and take one. Please, I ask you to please take one. Read it. And you too may save someone's life someday. But here's one of them. The military calls the Army, which I'm going to refer to because that's where I did most of my training. It's called the ACE card. It's a two-sided card, and I had to make copies because I didn't want to bring it up on stage. And here's the card. And the ACE stands for ask if they're planning on hurting themselves. The C is care for them. And the E is escort them to get the medical help that they need. This is something that will fit into your wallet. It will not be on a full sheet of paper, and you'll be able to carry that with you. And it's got some interesting facts on it. Now, if you want to go into a little more in depth, a couple of things from the, as I said earlier, G1 Army website. There is the Soldiers Prevention Training charts, and they go through and say what to look for. What are some of the signs? And this is a 2-page paper as well. It goes through even to tell you exactly what you need to do, who you need to contact, okay, to get the help. And then there's one other one that is available in the back that I pulled up, is training leaders on what to look for, what signs. So the military is doing a good job training the soldier, the Marine, the Airman, the sailor, to recognize some of these signs. The biggest issue is they're not with them all the time. And without getting this out to the families and out to the public to be able to see what to look for. And just to give you a few, is the person acting depressed? Are they showing signs of agitation or anxiety? These are some things that we deal with every once in a while. Doesn't mean they're going to go out and hurt themselves. Talk of death, or making statements that I think you would be better off without me, is another thing. Giving away of items, personal items, things that they would normally not look at even selling. Giving away their money, that's a pretty good sign. Sleeping, oversleeping, or not sleeping. Reckless behavior, driving fast all of a sudden, weaving in and out of traffic as if they didn't care if they got in an accident or not. Those are some of the things they need to look for. And those are just a few. And they're listed in these handouts that are in the back of the room. And once again, I really ask you that you take the time and read them. The reason why I take this such to heart is quite a while ago, more than 20 years ago, I had a family member commit suicide. And it affected me deeply. So a few years after that is when they started to really just start annually to talk about suicide prevention. And I began to instruct the classes. I've been lucky enough to stop too. And those soldiers trusted me, called me, and I got them the help that they needed. Unfortunately, on the other side, I've also had to investigate 3. And the one thing that they all tied together is they all had a personal loss. They either lost a family member or were in the process of divorce. Those are stressors that can push some people over the top that don't think that they can ever make it back. So please take this to heart. Please aid in any way you possibly can. Get to know what to do. And it's not just a military thing. Your own family member, you may be able to save them. So I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Please, please, please pick up the pamphlets in the back of the auditorium, read through them, and become familiar and know what to do. Once again, thank you very much for your time, and have a good day.